Hi, my name is Tom Iselin, and welcome to First Things First. This is the show where you learn how to build a thriving nonprofit and live inspired. Today, I want to talk with you about how to get your donors involved in the work of your organization and why it's so important to do that. The reason, fundamentally, why you want to get your donors involved in the work of your organization is because involved donors mean loyal donors, and loyal donors mean generous donors. So, where do you start? Why is it so important? Why do you want to get your donors? How do you get your donors involved in the organization? Well, we got to look at one of the problems first. One of the problems is, why aren't more donors involved in the work of the organization? It's because we're not asking them. What we're doing is we're spending a lot of time asking them for money, but we're not spending much time, once we do that, involving them in the work that they could be doing to help our organization, using their gifts and skills and time and influence to help us make those connections in the community, to go out and speak on behalf of the organization, and to propel our worthy missions. One of the reasons that I'm so passionate about this is because I know firsthand that so many organizations, when I speak to organizations, they're spending enormous amounts of time asking people for money, especially major donors. But then after they've made the ask, they send out a thank you letter, they might make a phone call, and then they put them on an email recipient list. And then the donor is getting involved by just receiving information. That is not the trend of the future. Yes, many major donors want nothing to do with getting involved with the organization. They want to fund the organization because they believe in the mission, and that's it. That's fine. But there's a big trend right now that major donors and donors of all sizes want to roll up their sleeves and get involved in the work of the organization. And that work doesn't necessarily just mean volunteering. That work means, well, it is volunteering, but beyond just helping out with the programming, but getting involved in other ways, providing advice, making connections, being on a committee, being on a board, hosting a party. There's so much that a donor can do to help propel the mission besides just writing a check. And I want to encourage you to start thinking about the things that you can do. What can you offer your donors, especially your major donors, to get them connected, more emotionally connected with the work you're doing? Because we all know the more emotionally connected that people are to our mission and the work we're doing, whether it's serving soup at a soup kitchen, or planting trees for an environmental organization, or creating connections either politically or locally in the community, that these are the things that can help people believe in the mission and want to propel it and take it to the next level. Now, we can do some traditional things as well. Those all work, meaning inviting them to parties, inviting them to take a tour, introducing them to staff and beneficiaries. All those things work amazingly well, and I want to encourage you to do that. But one of the most important things, and one of the simplest things that you can do to involve donors in the work of the organization, is to develop an engagement form. Something as simple as a 2-page, sort of like an application, a fill-in-the-blank, a checkbox list of things that they could do based on their time and their skills and their interest and their availability. Just create a list, whether it's programming, it could be helping with fundraising, it could be hosting a party, it could be all about influence that they could help with in the community, speaking on behalf of the organization, all those things. Anything that you can think of that would help the organization and propel the mission, put it on a sheet of paper and give it to your donors and ask them, hey, what here interests you? We want to get you involved. Make a phone call to those donors. Take them out to lunch, and during your conversations with them, as you're filling them in on the great work that your organization is doing, is find out how they want to get involved with the organization. What is it that they want to do? It's as simple as that. Remember, Loyal donors mean generous donors, and it means continual money year after year from people who are truly passionate. Because if they're not emotionally involved and emotionally connected to the work of the organization, your donors will eventually leave and go to your neighboring nonprofit down the block. And nobody wants that to happen. So that's my encouragement to you today. Work to get your donors involved in the work of your organization, and you'll see bigger money and more committed donors. Thanks again for tuning in. If you have a suggestion or you want me to cover a specific topic, just email me or connect with me on social media. Love to hear what you have to say. And remember, keep fueling your passion and giving back, because the world needs more people like you to make it a better place. We'll see you soon.